Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today we have some really big but also spoilery news for you Miraculous fans. So yesterday night, we got confirmed pretty much all of the episode titles and synopsises for Season 3. Now please, if you don't want to be spoiled and you want to be surprised, then please click off the video. I don't want you to feel disappointed that now you know all this info and kind of, it's not like super spoilery, like it doesn't explain everything that happens in the episode, it just gives a brief description of what you can expect. So if you don't want to be spoiled for anything, then please just click off the video, but please be aware in the future if I'm making a theory video, there will likely be reference to these episodes, so just be aware. That's why I have a spoiler warning in the front of all of my videos, because they're spoilers. So just beware. So for those of you wondering, that leaked list that was going around ended up being true because RTS, which is a channel or a website that airs the Miraculous episodes, did confirm all of the episode names and synopsises. So this is officially confirmed. This is it. So now all the hype behind the leaked list and the episode titles and synopsises, it's all gone because now we have it, or at least the hype is at the highest point that it can be. Now, of course, there's one problem with this entire thing. RTS is in French, and I don't personally speak French. Luckily, there are people online who can translate it, so the references and like pictures that I'm going to be using today are from an Instagram account called Ladybug fan page. So I will leave the link to their Instagram account in the description. They translated these or something, but these are just the images that I'm using so that we have an English description, but I will also leave the original RTS link in the description below as well. So I'm just going to be going through all of the episodes in alphabetical order, not necessarily the order of the leaked list. Now I will bring up the leaked list and kind of the order at the end of this video, but for now I'm just going to be going in the order of alphabetical just because that's how it is in my folder. So that's just the way we're going to be doing it. So the first episode is Anime Astro. And this one reads, Ladybug and Cat Noir defy a director, Anime Astro, who wants to show the world what an animated film director is capable of. So my guess for this episode is Anime Astro is going to ask Ladybug and Cat Noir to just like be part of an animated movie or something similar to that, but they say no thank you, we're busy and things like that, and so he gets akumatized. That's my guess for this episode. Now the next episode is Backwarder. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy a friend of Master Fu, Backwarder, who wants to recover time by stealing other people's time. Now this is really interesting because first of all, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a character that we've never seen before. Second of all, it's more stuff revolving Master Fu, which is always interesting. Usually that's a plot filled episode, or at least an episode that has a lot of plot in it. So my guess for this one is we might be seeing Jade Turtle, which that's a stretch, but it's a possibility. But other than that, I really don't know what to expect from this. Now, if it does seem like I'm going a little bit fast through these, there's a lot of these to go over, so I can't spend 5 minutes talking about one thing. So that's why I am kind of going fast. So the next episode is Bakerix. Ladybug defies her own grandfather, Bakerix, who destroys everything he finds modern in Paris to bring back the Paris of his time. So this one I have a feeling is going to be Marinette trying to help out her grandfather, but then she just can't do it and then he gets angry or something along those lines just based off what this is. I have a feeling that this episode isn't really going to be too plot filled, it's just going to be more of a filler episode. So the next one is Battle of Miraculous Part 1 and Part 2, but the first part is called Love Eater. Chloe's parents get akumatized into a two-headed Kerberos that eats all of the love in Paris. If you guys were like me the first time that you heard this, then it's like Chloe again, Chloe's parents again. We've had them akumatized so many times, it's getting old. Like, is anybody else feeling that? Like, it just seems like they keep reusing Chloe's parents. And I know that you can't just like keep creating new characters and things like that, but it's like Chloe's parents again, they were a decently big plot point in season 2 as far as just in the finale and their own like Queen, the Battle of the Queens special. I'm just putting it out there. Chloe's parents are getting used. Oh, wait till you hear the next one. Miracle Queen. Hawkmoth akumatizes Chloe into the Miracle Queen for a fatal plan. Again, with Chloe being akumatized, it's like, come on. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see how this one ends up being, but in my opinion, they're kind of overusing Chloe here, and they did make it sound like Chloe was gonna improve as a person, so we're just gonna have to see how this goes. Now the next one is Cat Blanc. Ladybug defies the last person she thought could be akumatized, Cat Noir. So basically, Cat Blanc is confirmed, for those of you who had any questions. Now, I did make a video talking about theories around this and just kind of stuff like that. So if you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link down in the description. It's a pretty good video. I have some opinions on how I think this will go and how I think that the reveal is a good possibility of happening in this episode. But yeah, I'll leave that in the description. But let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Chris Master. Now, I've actually gotten a lot of questions asking if Chris Master is Nino's little brother, and it is confirmed from the synopsis that Chris Master is Nino's little brother. So this one reads, Nino's little brother gets akumatized into Chris Master. Ladybug and Cat Noir better not give him a present if they want to defeat him. Now, I don't exactly know what the last sentence means as far as Ladybug and Cat Noir better not give him a present if they want to defeat him. I'm kind of lost on what that is. My first thought was, well, maybe this is his birthday or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. But one thing that I do think we can assume is that since it's Nino's little brother, my guess is that Nino is going to become Carapace again, just because when Alia's siblings were akumatized, Alia became Rena Rouge and things like that. So that gives me reason to believe that Nino will become Carapace in this episode. Now the next one is Desperada. The Miraculous team defied Desperada, an akumatized guitarist. Rock and roll day in sight for our heroes. Now there's not really much we can tell from this episode. The one thing that is noticeable here is it says the Miraculous team versus Ladybug and Cat Noir, meaning that Ladybug and Cat Noir are going to have help from at least one or more people. And my guess is it's going to be more than one person, such as Carapace and Rena Rouge, because it says the Miraculous team, or possibly all 5 of the heroes, because if it was just one person, they could just say Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Carapace. So that's just my guess for this episode. Next is Feast. When Master Fu's past comes back and returns to haunt him, he takes Marinette's and Adrian's Miraculous to protect them. Now this episode is probably the episode that I'm most excited for, believe it or not. Now I can already see in my mind how I would want this episode to go, because I just think that this is the perfect way to give out the Miraculouses as far as Marinette and Adrian swapping the Miraculous. Now let me explain. If you guys don't know, it was a decently long time ago now, but there was a picture of Adrian and Marinette in the opposite Miraculous power. So Marinette had the Cat Noir Miraculous, and Adrian had the Ladybug Miraculous. Now, we all thought that, they're going to have to do a reveal first, and that still might be possible, and this might just be my own thoughts. But what if when Master Fu takes the Miraculouses because he's scared, or however the first half of this episode goes, but when it comes time for him to return them, what if he mistakes them? Because Master Fu's being scared right now, and he's being haunted, supposedly. So he's not going to be just in the right state of mind, and he's going to be probably messing up a little bit. So what if he accidentally gives Marinette the Cat Noir Miraculous and Adrian the Ladybug Miraculous, just completely on accident? But when it comes down to it, they have to transform using their Miraculous because there's a villain that they have to fight. So I just think that this sets it up perfectly for that to happen, and I would honestly love to see that happen because it seems like it could be so funny. But that's just my own personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys want, I might be able to dive deeper, make a whole separate video on this, so let me know down in the comment section down below. Now the next episode is Felix. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Alia, Rose, and Juleka, and they become the trio of the Punisher, and Felix, Adrian's cousin. Now this one doesn't entirely make sense. I don't know if that's just because the English translation is a little bit weird, but my guess for this is that Alia, Rose, and Juleka all become akumatized into the trio of the Punisher, and Felix, which is Adrian's cousin apparently, is going to be joining them. Again, I'm not exactly sure. And also, one cool thing to note is that Felix is actually Adrian's first concept name. Back when Miraculous was still an idea, for those of you who don't know, I think it was actually supposed to be an anime, but they changed it to be a 3D animated thing, so it could be more for kids. But Felix was originally Adrian's name. However, they ended up changing it and things like that, but this could be a nod to that whole thing. So that's pretty cool. Now, this episode has a lot of akumatization, so I have a feeling that Mayura is going to be making an appearance in this episode. Now, this next one is Gamer 2.0. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Max, and he becomes Gamer 2.0. Let's get the game started again. Now, for those of you who have seen some of my videos, I think that all of the episodes that have like a 2 in it is going to have Mayura in it. Now, this doesn't really have any nod to Mayura, but I have a feeling that Mayura is going to be in this episode because it's the second time of Max being akumatized. Now, the next one is Ikari Gosen. I may have mispronounced that. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Kagami's mother, and she becomes Ikari Gosen, who wants to punish Kagami for disobeying her. Will Ladybug save her worst enemy? Now, this one's kind of confusing as well, just because the English translation is kind of weird. Now, the line, will Ladybug save her worst enemy, could mean 2 things. One, will Ladybug be able to save Kagami's mother, which is super powerful, so it's her worst enemy, will she be able to save her from Hawkmoth? Or 2, will Ladybug be able to save Kagami, and Kagami is her worst enemy because Adrian was getting with Kagami. So there could be 2 sides to interpret it from. I honestly don't know which side to interpret it from, so let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. But let's just move on. This one's kind of confusing. Now, this next one is also one that I'm super excited for. Now, this one's called Kwame Buster. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Mrs. Mendivaliv, and she becomes a Kwame Hunter. Now, I know I mispronounced the teacher's name. I'm sorry. There's too many E's in there. It's hard for me to pronounce. Now, the reason why this gets me interested is because I'm assuming that Hawkmoth is getting a bigger lead to where the Kwamis are hiding, and he's getting kind of impatient and wants to know where the other Kwamis are. So he akumatizes her to go search for the Kwamis, and that's pretty cool. It's going to be a plot-filled episode in my opinion, which is really nice. It's nice to see that we're getting more plot-filled episodes in this season. Now, the next one is called Ladybug. Marinette gets expelled from school, but there's an even bigger problem. She has to face a monster that looks like Ladybug. Now, I have a couple questions for this episode. Why did Marinette get expelled? What did she do wrong? I mean, I know she's messed up a lot, but usually she just gets away with it because she's Marinette. But, like, what did she do to get her expelled? Like, did she just make Chloe mad again? Like, I don't know. But the other question that I have is the monster, like, a copy of Ladybug like we've seen before? We've seen a Sandboy, and just so many episodes that we've seen Ladybug Anti-Bug is kind of like Ladybug. So is it like that, or is it more of like a giant monster that has Ladybug spots? I'm assuming that it's like a Ladybug copy, but I don't really know. My biggest question is, how did Marinette get expelled? Like, what was going on there? I mean, maybe it's because she keeps missing school. That's probably the biggest reason, but that's just my guess, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And the next one is Miracular. The Miraculous team defies Sabrina, akumatized into Miracular. Now, just the name Miracular makes it sound like there's something big going down in this episode, so this description is very vague, which also kind of points to it being a fairly plot-filled episode because they can't get into too much detail or else they'll spoil something big. So this one's definitely interesting. Now, the next one is Oblivio. Ladybug and Cat Noir lost their memories. Will they be able to defeat Oblivio so it just becomes a bad memory? Now, this one is going to be interesting. It's going to be funny. I have a feeling it's going to be like Reverser, where it's just more of a plot-filled episode, but it's just going to be super funny to watch. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Now, the next one is Onichan. Now, I know a lot of people have gotten excited for Onichan just because, like, oh, it means brother in Japanese or something similar to that. I can't exactly remember. But this description is, Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Kagami, and she became Onichan. Jealous of Lila, she wants to prevent her from approaching Adrian forever. So this just confirms right now that Kagami has gotten a thing for Adrian somehow. So she's jealous of Lila because Lila's obviously like also attracted to Adrian. So it's just kind of like this whole like love thing keeps getting more complicated, and just I don't know. That's interesting. I like the romance kind of like drama episodes, so this will be interesting for me, but some of you guys just might not care. So there's that one. Now this next one is called Party Crasher. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Wayham, and he became Party Crasher. Will they be able to make him smile? Now for those of you who don't know, Wayham is actually that really big fan of Adrian that we saw from Gorzilla. So that's cool that we see him get his own episode. I mean, obviously to me that was kind of obvious that he would get an episode because the Miraculous team is kind of running out of people to use for villains. So I had expected that, but I don't know, maybe you guys didn't, so that's something cool to see. Now this next one is Reflectall. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Juleka, and she becomes Reflectica again, but she's not alone this time. Now this one also gets me interested, and I have a couple ideas on what this is. Now in my opinion, this is two different things that this could be. One, Juleka's power again is to create clones, again, just pretty much turn everybody into her, except she actually gets to control the people that she kind of turns into, kind of, if that makes any sense. If you guys don't remember the Reflectica episode, it's pretty much just Juleka making everybody the same. So maybe she'd have control of everybody that she turned the same as her. Or this episode has Mayura in it, and so she has her inner demons, you could say, coming out to help her. So that's personally what I'm rooting for and what I think is going to happen, but it could really be anything at this point, so let me know what you think. Now this next one is Silencer, and this one gets me kind of interested. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Luca, and he becomes Silencer. Will they be able to use the voice? Now at first this one might sound weird, but when you take a look at the name Silencer and be able to use the voice, my guess is that Silencer is going to try to silence people. So Ladybug and Cat Noir probably won't be able to communicate to each other using their voices. So that's my guess for this episode. I don't think it'll be too plot filled, but it will be interesting to see. Now this next one is Star Train. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Max's mother, and she becomes Star Train. Our heroes will need help to stop her. Now this one doesn't seem like too interesting. This might lead to Max getting a Miraculous, which my guess would be that this is, because usually when the episode has something to do with a relative of a semi-main character, not really a main character, I would not call Max a main character, but a character is a friend of Marinette's, so when it has something to do with that, it makes me believe that they're going to get a Miraculous. So Max might get a Miraculous. Also, going back to that Kagami thing, Kagami might end up getting a Miraculous then too. Now this next one is Stormy Weather 2. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy Stormy Weather once again. To stop her, our heroes will have to show coolness. Now this one is very vague again, and it's Stormy Weather 2, so I have a feeling that this one's going to have something to do with Mayura. That's just a hunch, but I have a feeling that that's what it's going to be. Now this next one is the Puppeteer 2, and this one says, at the Grieven Museum, Ladybug and Cat Noir defy the Puppeteer once again. They'll have to not stand still if they want to stop her. Now this one sounds very similar to Frightingale in my opinion, as far as making Ladybug and Cat Noir have to be constantly doing something, because in the Frightingale episode they had to constantly be making rhymes and dancing, but in this episode they'll just have to constantly be moving. And since it's Puppeteer 2, I have a feeling that Mayura will be making an appearance again. However, since this one is going to be akumatizing a little kid, it's possible that Mayura is not here because little kids I feel like are more vulnerable to being akumatized just because they have more anger problems. So we'll have to see how that one goes. This one might not actually have Mayura in it. Now this last one is Time Tagger. Ladybug and Cat Noir defy a supervillain from the future, Time Tagger, who wants to catch the Miraculouses. The future of Paris is in their hands. Now this one's super interesting. I have a feeling it's going to have something decently big to the plot, and if it's not super obvious, I have a feeling it's going to have a hint to what happens in the future, because it's a villain from the future. So I have a feeling that this one might have a good amount of interesting stuff in it for the viewers. So I am definitely excited for this episode. Now that has been 24 episodes. Obviously, it's kind of missing 2 because season 3 will have 26 episodes, but those 2 are the episodes that we've already seen, so I'm not really going to go into those. If you're wanting to know when some of these episodes are going to be coming out, I did make a video on when they will be coming out, and they're in English, so I'll leave a link to that video down in the description below. I talk about the dates and things like that, so if you guys want to stay tuned, this month of February is going to be very busy with news and episodes and things like that, so it's going to be exciting, but that's really going to be it for this part. Now, don't leave yet because I do want to talk about the leaked list, but yeah, let's get into that. Now, taking a look at this leaked list, I'm assuming that the episodes and episode number is accurate now that we've actually had confirmed all of these episodes. So you may notice that the episode number is actually out of order, but the episodes is in order. So my guess is the order that they're in now is the order that they're meant to be aired. And we see that Family Channel and pretty much all the other channels that we've seen so far have been following this format as far as airing Chameleon first and Weredad second, and even Family Channel goes as far as to extend it to Silencer. So we'll have to see later if Oblivio is next, and then Miracular, and then Ikari Gosen. But if this is true and they are airing the episodes in order, that means that this season might have more plot and continuity, so that's super exciting to see. Now, despite that maybe being true, these episodes are formatted in a way to where it doesn't matter too much, but it is still promising to see that they are starting to turn to a more plot-driven series versus just having a one episode stand every single episode. Now, the episode number, I believe, is their production code number, so that's the order that they were created in, and I don't know if that's the order that they're meant to be aired in or what's going on with that. We'll have to wait later to see how this all goes, but I do want to talk about the last couple episodes on this list, if this list is in the order that they're meant to be aired, because Cat Blanc is the last episode on this list, so that means that it would technically be the finale if this list is going in order. And if Cat Blanc is the finale, then that gives us more credibility for it to actually be the reveal. However, the production code isn't actually matching up with the finale, so I don't exactly know if which is right and which one we should go off of, but we don't exactly know for now. And in my opinion, I feel like you would want to name the finale, or at least have the finale be a 2-part special like the season 2 finale. So the Battle of the Miraculouses, that just struck me as something that the finale would be like. And we can see that the episode number is actually 325 and 326, so that's like the last episodes of season 3. So I don't exactly know, I just wanted to point this out so you guys could have a reference to it and be kind of informed on what's going on here. So we'll have to see which order they come out in, but it will be interesting to see. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the super long episode or video, whatever you want to call it, then you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Hopefully this video is informative to you. If so, then you can subscribe, because I will try to update you whenever we hear new news about Miraculous. So I hope that I was helpful to you. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
What an atrocious suit!